Mr. Icke, David Icke, on BitChute, whatever. 22nd January 21. Now, even Icke is on this QAnon topic again. Earlier, what is that? Freaking frogs guy that Alex J. Okay, David I. Alex J. David W. We have to use this codes. I'm joking. David Icke, Alex Jones, David Wilcock. I watch all of them. I watch all of them. QAnon, because it's not a video form disclosure. Well, I call it disclosure. So I wasn't looking into it at all. Because I almost do 100% information in with video forms. I started following David Icke content since 2016 when he was still on YouTube, and I was at the same time watching Alex Jones content. When Alex Jones is still on YouTube as well. And later, I think 2017, that's when I came across Wilcock. At first, I'll just be honest. The feeling I had when I encountered David Wilcock and Corey Good, and the sphere being the blues, I was actually having like 20 to 30% of doubts. At first, especially Corey Good is it's mostly fine, but this David Wilcock. At first, I have this same feeling. It's that I felt this guy is something off. I felt like he's lying, and from the style of his saying it. Okay, I'll just make it clear. At the moment, David Wilcock, good. David Icke, good. Alex Jones, good. QAnon, no idea. That's my that's my thinking so far. I watch all of their contents, and I agree with them most of the time. So they are good. They're good to me. I receive all of their informations, and I'm just satisfied with it. So Wilcock, I felt he's a little bit like a deceiver. The style he's talking, the way he's talking, he can deliver a far superior, not far superior, but at least better speech than David Icke. So David Icke, Wilcock, Jones, the Wilcock is the first place, Jones second, Icke third. In terms of storytelling and just plain skills of speech, Wilcock have this like his huge depth of brain, can be worked on like just plain speech. So he's like a big calculator, big computer. While he's speaking, there is like 8 gigabytes of maybe 16 gigabytes of RAM behind to gather resources of information and make it into words through his mouth. That's what he's good at. It's very a pleasure pleasure experience. If by listening his story, if you do enjoy, if you do believe into it, if you actually enjoy it, it can be very good experience. Um, the the deepest impression Wilcock left to me is that the video he was talking about, saying the Earth is a big like a big prison, or like I didn't remember exactly what he said, but it's like Earth is kind of like a rehab colony. On that, I agree. I from all the information I gather, not just from this three person, but a bunch of other persons as well, and through my own life, I agree that Earth is at least a playground, a place for training, some sort, for some whatever purpose. It's a training ground. It's a special place. At least it is a special place comparing than other planets. Earth is a heck of a place, and that Wilcock was summing up, was like having this conclusion of this what is this actually the world we're living called Earth, called Earth, a rehab colony for broken souls coming from nearby star systems, because they screw up their own planet, so they end up being gathered on Earth and kept screwed up. That's basically Wilcock, the information Wilcock gave on that. I do agree, but QAnon, I wasn't paying a lot of attention anyway, so I don't have anything to talk about. Until now, Mr. Icke is on this QAnon. I think a bit earlier, Jones was talking about QAnon as well. Jones has something against QAnon as well. QAnon, I had QAnon disclosure in maybe 16, maybe 17, when a guy making this like a Q map. It's like an information search words junctions, like this was connecting to that. It makes an entire map. That was what I remember. But QAnon, this I think 2chan or 4chan, I can't remember, this disclosure publisher, maybe, and let's call it that way, I wasn't giving me much impression. But indeed, Wilcock's stories are fascinating, especially in the Chinese dragon family, where I am at. This Qin, Qin, not Qing, not the recent Qing dynasty from 20th century, but the ancient Chinese, the actual ancient Chinese in Qing dynasty, I think, where in Xi'an, where the Chinese pyramid located, they're having the same pattern with the the pyramid of Giza patterns, and they have the same pattern representing the Orion belt. The story and Wilcock talk about of the Chinese dragon family is fascinating. I was loving it. He said that the Chinese dragon family are actually the good group of people that want to release advanced technologies. I can never talk about that. Ike is this person more focused to self. It's like this. We're all one. We're all part of one thing, and everything outside is just an everything outside reflects what inside and the physical world is an illusion. The about things about Saturn, Jupiter, thing. It's like that kind of person. And it's less, Icke is less related to 3D world everyday life, but in a more spiritual way. And Jones is is this meme generator. He's on this American 3D and reality focused. He suddenly saw him talking about Icke talk like spiritual stuff, more of a Wilcock side, but his content is mainly focused on Americans' daily life, the 3D reality. Wilcock is it's like this quote unquote far out of 3D reality. It's like this like technology wise ascension, I think, like Corey Good, including Corey Good, 20 and back, that Wilcock. But actually Wilcock was on is on this law of one materials. You don't see that like talking about law of one materials. But I believe he was talking about a little bit. But Wilcock is absolutely on this law of one materials. And Derek Icke, I don't think he has too much against the law of materials. And this bloody law of materials cannot be wrong, in my opinion. It's something from the ancient builder race who made this pyramid of Giza. How can that be deceiving? How can that be, wrong? Those blue birds which build the pyramid of Giza and create this law of one material through Earth's channeler. Actually, one person, I think. Wilcock is on law of one. They're like, do not against law of one. Jones never talk about that spiritual stuff, but that is Wilcock at as well something out of like technology wise, but also the spiritual wise, which is the law of one. So that's why it makes Wilcock so interesting and so on the topic. But Icke is like pretty much on this. Icke is also on the 3D reality, exposing the Agenda 2150 and the whack, and just this frame made and the and the seeing eye on the top of the pyramid and that kind of stuff. That's the 3D reality. So it's like Icke is like this spiritual and a little bit of this 3D reality in this he's exposing the 3D reality's negative area, and it covers with this X Jones as well. X Jones is mostly about Americans 3D negative. Wilcock is like this 3D positive and also spiritually positive. Derek has something about spiritually negative. I think Wilcock do have as well, but less than David. It's a lot of information that makes it quite complicated to explain with. But come back to my opinion, I do follow all of their information, even though I only into this Derek Icke Qanon exposing for 12.5 minutes out of I don't know 1 hour video. That's how much I bothered to follow on this QAnon, because I don't really interested to QAnon, but I do interested on those three person. I do love to watch their stories, their way of speaking. In terms of the plan, trust the plan, quote unquote. At first, I don't trust it. I really don't trust it. Every time when someone tells you to trust something, you just go this doubts, question mark all over. But from the time when Wilcock's story are just fascinating to watch. That's why I kept following him, and so the plan. Why does it matters? Why does the plan matters? I because it literally don't solve my life problems. I wanted to focusing on my own life more than something else like the plan, quote unquote. I wanted to focusing on my own spiritual ascension, and I want to have interesting like technology, advanced and information as well to have fun. So now David is exposing, quote unquote, this QAnon. What should I put this? I don't have any conclusion, but I will keep looking at it. Let's see what those three people comes after. And for him, he finally started to talk about QAnon after like several years. Ike did that for a reason, and I'm sure he absolutely know what he's talking about. And that's my conclusion. And Wilcock haven't talking about Ike much. Like the funny things, those three people, you don't see them talking about each other. Every one of them don't see them talking about each other quite often. It's very interesting thing to look at, and if those three come together, wow, it's gonna be huge, isn't it? If those three, Ike, Wilcock, those two Davids, and Jones comes together, oh my God, it's gonna be amazing. That gonna making a huge impact, I think. So, in the last question, from this spiritual aspect, or just after all conclusion, who is the best? That's a good one. Who is the best among those three? In terms of after all greatness, I would say it's hard to put. Okay, let's I'm just gonna go who I like the best. Which one I like the best? Ike first, Wilcock second, Jones third, because I watch Jones' content the least, because he's always selling his bloody implements, supplements. That's why I don't watch his content too as much as those first two. Wilcock, his content is less spiritual after all, less spiritual advanced than Ike. The Ike content, his world tour are phenomenal. His information disclosure on the Saturn, on the what else? on at the agenda, on V, on cam, on floor. You know what I'm talking about. Also his interviews on Cradle Mutua, and that those combined make me great impression of him. So he's the greatest. Wilcock second. An interesting person, nevertheless. Jones is still interesting. He's it's just fun to watch those three people. Um, I think Wilcock is the most fun to watch. Alex Jones second fun to watch. Icke is this. It's a hard performance. You have to be. You have to work on it. It takes something out of you to learn his information. Let me put it that way. So the Alliance, I do like the Alliance. I do trust the Alliance. But in terms of the plan, I don't have an opinion. But they're all good to me. They're all good, and I just love watching all of that. The plan, the three people, the three guy, the alliance, even the negative part. I love to watch their story as well. It's just fun. It's a lot of fun. Why not have it all? Anyway, ground crew sign off.